Hello everyone and welcome to the Young and the Restless official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, March 11th reveal that Nikki Newman will blow her top when she finds out the truth about Jack Abbott's vanishing act. Adam Newman will also have to revisit his past as Spider in Vegas, so let's talk about what's coming up on Y&R. For starters, Sharon Newman and Nick Newman will need some assistance from Adam. Thanks to Sienna Bacall, there's more information on Matt Clark's drug scene involvement and who might be hiding him now. Sienna was able to score the name Riza, so Sharon quickly deduced it could be the same Riza that Adam was tangled up with during his Spider days. Once Nick and Sharon bring all this news to Adam, he'll agree to do some digging of his own. With any luck, Adam may be able to nail down exactly where Riza is staying and uncover Matt's current hideout as a result. At the Newman Ranch, Phyllis Summers will help Nikki put the puzzle pieces together when it comes to Jack's vanishing act. Nikki will realize Victor Newman is to blame and that he's now using captive Jack as leverage. You can bet Nikki will rip into Victor with everything she's got and complain about her husband dragging Jack into this. Victor won't be sorry for doing whatever it takes to regain control and will still want to reach an agreement with Phyllis, but it may not go according to plan. Perhaps Victor will agree to surrender Lily Winters and the twins for Chancellor before insisting he'll need all of Newman Enterprises to release Jack. Phyllis may not go for the latter part of that deal, so that could be why Diane Jenkins Abbott will put her on full blast later. On the bright side, the Abbotts have a Kenosha-related lead to follow, so there may be a search at the marina soon. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jack will continue to deal with Patty Williams' antics in the meantime, so don't miss all the action. The tension building across Genoa City reaches a boiling point as long-buried secrets, dangerous alliances, and ruthless power plays begin to collide in ways no one could have predicted. The latest storm begins with the mysterious disappearance of Jack Abbott, a vanishing act that leaves friends and enemies alike scrambling for answers. Confusion spreads quickly, whispers ripple through familiar halls, and every passing hour deepens the sense that something far more sinister is unfolding behind the scenes. What initially seems like an unsettling mystery soon reveals itself to be part of a far more calculated game, one carefully orchestrated by forces willing to push every boundary. As suspicions mount and loyalties are tested, the truth begins to take shape in unexpected corners of Genoa City, and before long, the consequences of this dangerous game will ignite explosive confrontations that threaten to shake the Newman and Abbott families to their core. Elsewhere, Sharon Newman and Nick Newman find themselves following a fragile trail of clues that might finally bring them closer to answers. Their investigation takes a crucial turn thanks to Sienna Bacall, whose connection to the darker corners of the city's underground begins to reveal disturbing new details. Through Sienna's efforts, the name Matt Clark surfaces once again, along with troubling information about his involvement in a dangerous drug scene. But perhaps even more intriguing is the revelation that someone may currently be hiding Matt, keeping him shielded from anyone trying to track him down. During her digging, Sienna manages to uncover a single name tied to the mystery, Riza. For most people, the name might mean nothing at all, but for Sharon, it sparks an immediate and unsettling realization. Her instincts quickly tell her this is not just any random lead. It may be a direct connection to someone from Adam Newman's complicated past. That realization sends Sharon and Nick racing toward Adam, knowing that his history could hold the key to unraveling the mystery. When they finally sit down with him and lay out everything they've learned, the atmosphere grows heavy with old memories Adam would rather leave buried. The name Riza is not unfamiliar to him. In fact, it pulls him straight back into a chapter of his life that was defined by danger, secrecy, and the shadowy identity he once carried in Las Vegas. During those turbulent days, Adam operated under the alias Spider, navigating a world filled with risky deals and questionable alliances. Hearing Riza's name again forces Adam to confront echoes of that life, faces, and connections he thought he'd left behind forever. Yet despite the unease the memories bring, Adam understands that this knowledge could help Sharon and Nick find the answers they desperately need. With a determined nod, he agrees to step back into that world, promising to do some digging of his own. If luck is on their side, Adam might be able to locate Riza and uncover where she's currently staying. And if Riza is connected to Matt Clark, that discovery could lead them straight to Matt's hiding place. While this tense investigation unfolds, another explosive revelation is brewing at the Newman Ranch, where emotions are already running dangerously high. Phyllis Summers steps in to help Nikki Newman piece together the disturbing puzzle surrounding Jack Abbott's disappearance. Slowly, the fragments begin to align in a way that leaves Nikki stunned and furious. As the realization settles in, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. Victor Newman is responsible. The powerful patriarch has orchestrated Jack's disappearance, holding him captive as part of a ruthless strategy to regain control over a situation that has slipped from his grasp. The betrayal hits Nikki like a thunderbolt. Jack is not just a rival in Victor's endless chess game of power and influence, he is a longtime friend and someone Nikki deeply cares about. Learning that her own husband has dragged Jack into his schemes ignites a storm of anger that Victor cannot easily contain. When Nikki confronts Victor, the room fills with a fierce emotional clash that feels years in the making. Her frustration spills out with raw intensity as she demands to know how he could stoop to such lengths. To Nikki, this is more than just another ruthless maneuver. It is a betrayal of the values she once believed Victor still possessed. Yet Victor, as always, remains unmoved by the moral outrage swirling around him. His cold confidence never wavers as he defends his actions with the same unwavering philosophy that has guided him for decades. He will do whatever it takes to regain control. To Victor, this is not cruelty, it is strategy. Jack Abbott simply happens to be the most effective leverage he has at the moment, and Victor sees no reason to apologize for using it. Still, Victor has his eyes set on a much larger prize, and that goal involves striking a deal with Phyllis Summers. He believes a carefully crafted agreement could resolve the escalating conflict and return everything to the order he demands. At first, the proposal might sound almost reasonable. Victor could agree to surrender Lily Winters and the twins connected to the Chancellor situation, offering them up as part of the negotiation. But as always, Victor's deals come with a devastating catch. In exchange for Jack's release, he insists that he must receive nothing less than full control of Newman Enterprises. The scale of the demand sends shockwaves through the conversation. This is not a compromise, it is a power grab disguised as negotiation. Phyllis, never one to be easily cornered, may find herself staring down a decision that could reshape everything. Victor clearly believes she will see the logic in his proposal, but logic and loyalty rarely coexist easily in battles like this. Agreeing to Victor's terms could mean surrendering far more than she is willing to lose, and the weight of that choice threatens to ignite new conflicts across multiple families. It's a situation that grows even more volatile when Diane Jenkins Abbott eventually gets wind of the negotiations. Diane has never been one to stay silent when someone threatens her family, and if she believes Phyllis is mishandling the situation or risking Jack's future, she will not hesitate to unleash her fury. When that confrontation arrives, the fallout could be just as explosive as the deal itself. Yet even amid all this chaos, a faint thread of hope begins to emerge for the Abbott family. A new lead connected to Kenosha surfaces, offering the first real clue about where Jack might be held. The possibility of a search near a marina begins to take shape, sending waves of cautious optimism through those determined to bring Jack home. If the lead proves accurate, it could set the stage for a daring rescue attempt that might finally end Jack's terrifying ordeal. But time is not on their side, and every moment Jack remains captive only increases the danger surrounding him. Meanwhile, Jack's own nightmare continues, far from the frantic search unfolding in Genoa City. His captor, Patty Williams, proves to be as unpredictable and unsettling as ever. Known for her erratic behavior and deeply fractured mind, Patty's presence transforms Jack's captivity into a psychological minefield. Each moment spent under her watchful eye becomes a tense balancing act, forcing Jack to navigate her shifting moods while searching for any possible opportunity to escape. Her antics keep him constantly on edge, creating a chilling atmosphere where nothing feels stable or safe. For Jack, survival now depends not only on endurance but on his ability to stay one step ahead of the chaos surrounding him. As these intertwined storylines move forward, the stakes continue to climb higher with every passing moment. Old alliances are tested, buried histories resurface, and the fragile balance of power in Genoa City begins to tilt in unpredictable ways. Adam's return to the shadows of his spider past could unlock crucial answers, while Nikki's fury toward Victor threatens to fracture their already complicated marriage. Phyllis faces a negotiation that could change the fate of multiple families, and Diane prepares to unleash her own battle if she senses Jack's future is being gambled away. And somewhere in the darkness, Jack Abbott waits, trapped in a dangerous game he never chose to play, hoping that the people who care about him can reach him before it's too late. As the search for Jack Abbott intensifies, the emotional pressure gripping Genoa City grows heavier by the hour, and the sense that something catastrophic could unfold at any moment hangs thick in the air. The fragile lead tied to Kenosha begins to circulate quietly among those determined to bring Jack home, creating a cautious spark of hope within the Abbott family. Though no one dares to celebrate too soon, the idea that Jack might be somewhere near the marina gives the desperate search a direction it desperately lacked before. Investigators begin piecing together travel patterns, possible hiding spots, and every small clue that might confirm the lead is real. For Diane Jenkins Abbott, the thought that Jack could be within reach stirs a powerful mixture of relief and dread, because hope also means the terrifying possibility that they could arrive too late. The quiet waterfront of Kenosha, usually calm and unremarkable, now feels like the stage for a looming confrontation that could determine whether Jack walks free or remains trapped in a nightmare. And as preparations quietly begin for what could become a rescue mission, the tension surrounding the Abbotts builds toward a moment that feels both inevitable and dangerously unpredictable. Meanwhile, Adam Newman finds himself drifting deeper into memories he has spent years trying to bury. The moment Sharon and Nick brought up the name Riza, something shifted inside him, awakening echoes of the life he once lived in the shadows of Las Vegas. Back then, Adam operated under the alias Spider, navigating a world filled with dangerous alliances and unpredictable characters who thrived in the city's darker corners. It was a time when every decision carried consequences and every relationship was built on fragile trust. Riza had been one of those connections, someone tied to a network of people who understood the rules of survival in that world. Now, hearing that her name may be linked to Matt Clark's current situation forces Adam to confront the uncomfortable truth that pieces of his past are resurfacing in ways he never expected. Despite the risks, Adam knows that if Riza truly is involved, she may hold the key to finding Matt. Determined to help Sharon and Nick uncover the truth, he begins reaching out to old contacts, reopening doors that had long since been sealed shut. Each call, each inquiry pulls him a little deeper into that shadowy past, but if it leads them to Matt Clark's hideout, Adam is willing to walk that dangerous path once more. Back at the Newman Ranch, the emotional fallout from Victor's shocking scheme continues to ripple through the household like a storm, refusing to settle. Nikki Newman's anger burns hotter with every passing minute as the full scope of Victor's manipulation sinks in. The idea that her husband would kidnap Jack Abbott, holding him captive simply to gain leverage, cuts deeply, not only because of Jack's importance to the Abbott family, but because it represents a line Nikki believed Victor would never cross again. When she confronts him, her voice carries the weight of betrayal, frustration, and genuine heartbreak. Yet Victor remains exactly who he has always been, unwavering, calculating, and convinced that his actions are justified if they ultimately secure his control. To him, the world has always been a battlefield, and those unwilling to fight for dominance simply become casualties along the way. His lack of remorse only fuels Nikki's outrage, widening the emotional gulf between them in a way that feels dangerously close to irreparable. Still, Victor refuses to back down from the plan he believes will restore order to the chaos surrounding Newman Enterprises. His attention remains fixed on striking a deal with Phyllis Summers, whom he views as the critical piece in this complicated negotiation. Victor believes he holds the ultimate bargaining chip in Jack Abbott's captivity, and he intends to use it to reshape the balance of power exactly the way he wants. In his mind, the terms are straightforward. He will relinquish control over Lily Winters and the twins connected to Chancellor, resolving that part of the conflict in exchange for something far greater. What Victor truly wants is the entire empire of Newman Enterprises firmly back under his command. Only then, he insists, will Jack Abbott be released. The demand lands like an earthquake, shaking the very foundation of the discussion and forcing everyone involved to confront just how far Victor is willing to go. For Phyllis, the moment becomes an emotional and strategic crossroads unlike any she has faced before. She understands the terrifying reality that Jack's life could depend on the outcome of this negotiation, yet Victor's demand feels impossibly steep. Surrendering the entire Newman Enterprises empire would reshape the power structure of Genoa City overnight, handing Victor the exact dominance he has been fighting to reclaim. Phyllis is no stranger to high-stakes gambles, but even she recognizes that this decision carries consequences far beyond the immediate crisis. If she refuses Victor's terms, Jack could remain in danger. If she agrees, the ripple effects could damage alliances and relationships in ways that might never be repaired. The tension of that choice lingers heavily in the air, leaving everyone waiting to see which path she will ultimately take. And looming over the entire situation is Diane Jenkins Abbott, whose protective instincts will not allow her to remain silent for long. When Diane eventually learns about the negotiation and the role Phyllis is playing in Jack's fate, the confrontation that follows promises to be explosive. Diane has spent years fighting to reclaim her place within the Abbott family, and she refuses to watch Jack become collateral damage in someone else's power struggle. If she believes Phyllis is mishandling the situation, or worse, risking Jack's safety, Diane will unleash every ounce of fury she possesses. Their long-standing rivalry is already volatile, but with Jack's life hanging in the balance, the emotional stakes could push their conflict into entirely new territory. Far away from the power plays and heated negotiations unfolding in Genoa City, Jack Abbott remains trapped in a far more personal nightmare. His captor, Patty Williams, continues to keep him confined, her unpredictable behavior casting a constant shadow over every passing moment. Patty's mind moves through emotional extremes with unsettling speed, shifting from moments of eerie calm to bursts of chaotic intensity that keep Jack perpetually on edge. For Jack, survival means carefully navigating her fragile mental state, choosing his words and actions with absolute precision. One wrong move could trigger an outburst he may not be able to control. Yet even within the suffocating tension of his captivity, Jack refuses to give up hope. Somewhere beyond the walls holding him prisoner, he believes the people who care about him are searching, following every clue they can find. As the night stretches on and the various pieces of this dangerous puzzle continue to fall into place, Genoa City edges closer to a moment of reckoning. Adam's return to his spider connections may soon uncover the location of Matt Clark. The Abbott's Kenosha lead could bring rescuers dangerously close to Jack's prison. Nikki's fury toward Victor threatens to ignite an emotional war within the Newman family itself. And Phyllis stands at the center of a negotiation that could change the future of Newman Enterprises forever. Every storyline is moving toward a collision point where secrets, loyalty, and ambition will clash in ways that leave lasting scars. And until Jack Abbott is finally free, the tension gripping everyone involved will only continue to grow.